Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Tooliz for you, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and occasionally posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram. And I don't think I've posted anything lately, which is a shame. I think because I finished my sweater and then I realized I'm not really good at taking pictures of things in the mirror. And this thing looks a whole lot better on than it does lying on the floor in a flat picture. So I really didn't want people to think poorly of the sweater because it doesn't take a good picture without a person in it. But with a person, like with me in it, this person in it, I think it's cute. I'm really glad. Shall I talk about it?
Sure.
Okay. So this is my breathing space that I made from Crafty Gamer Geek.
Crafter Gamer Geek.
Yes, sorry. And I've already worn it, so that's what the sleeve is.
I was going to say, the sleeves are all kerfluffled.
Okay. So you can see there's actually two sets of 2 rows of the yoke color yarn in the body. And if I'd known I was going to end up with kind of as much as I did, I might have done another 2 further up. But I really like the sweater on. I was able to put pretty much the prescribed depth of hem in it. And I had gone and I had taken out the sleeve that I had gone too far with and went back and put equal amounts of yoke yarn in the sleeves.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and it's over here on the floor getting ready to go to Vogue.
Which I can take some photos of it.
Yes. So it's ready to go.
Good.
Yes.
I also finished something this week. My New Year's, I have some crafting, maybe not resolutions, but goals.
Okay.
I would like to finish 1 whip a month. And that can be either knitting or cross-stitching, which we will get to.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But
I started working on my cross-stitch this past week and a half, and it's like, do you know how long it takes to make any headway on those things?
Which is why I'm saying...
So the Christmas Angel, maybe next year.
This Christmas? Yeah, Christmas 2024.
Yeah, 2024. Maybe 2025. But I have kind of started working on it because I finished the Crafter Gamer Geek. And when I bought the yarn from him at Indie Untangled, I said, well, I'll wear it at Vogue. So I definitely wanted to get that sweater done for Vogue. And I did, so I'm really pleased.
Good. So I also finished something. I forgot it at home, but it is my Brioche Mode by Susanne Sommers. This is the Mystery Knit Along from this summer. And I really enjoyed it.
I love it.
I worked on it pretty actively throughout June and July, and then October. I brought it with me, or in August I brought it on the plane with me. It was a good plain knit.
Okay.
Even though it had sections, like, it was a lot of yarn to carry around, but it worked out well. So I finally picked up the edge. I opened it up and I was like, all right, what do I have to do? And I was like, oh, wait, all I have to do is the edging. So picking up 600 stitches later and increasing to 900 and something stitches later. And then an I-cord bind off. We're done.
We're done. We're so done.
But it's great. I really enjoyed knitting it, and I think it's beautiful. I don't know that it will be one that I keep, but I know at least one person in this room who really, really likes it.
Well, I'm wondering how wide. I mean, I think
I haven't blocked it yet
for the couch, your sofa, and watching TV.
We have already 2 couch blankets.
You need 4.
We have 2 couch blankets that are out. Okay. We have many others that are under, and we also have a couch quilt.
I understand that.
Well, that,
and
or
you know
I was going to say, I know.
That's like perfect.
Well, I was going to say that, or I was going to gift it to Aunt Marianne.
Oh, and
because
Marianne
it's
would
very
love
much
it.
her
Yes,
colors.
it is. Oh, that would be great, especially for the room with all the windows and everything. That would
Just
be
leave
perfect.
it there for her. Yeah,
that would be perfect.
I have to block it and weave in some ends.
Yeah.
And maybe not thoroughly block it. I'm thinking I'll just throw it into the washer on delicate and delicate, but like high spin dry.
Yes.
And I don't know that I'll put any like detergent in it. Like maybe I'll just like have it do it with just water.
That's what I normally do for blocking.
For blocking shawls. Like and then because maybe I'll do a soak. I could do a soak in the sink or in the bathtub. And then throw it in this as a spin cycle.
You could do that.
I might do that.
You might do that.
Because the yarns are all superwash, but it's something I put a lot of time into, so I would like to keep it. But I will show it to you all next time we record, because I forgot it.
Probably Vogue.
Probably, yeah.
We're going to be in there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
We have a hotel room, and I know you've heard us talk about this before, that it is expensive to stay at the Marriott Marquis, granted, but when we didn't stay and we're going back and forth between East Meadow and New York, we were exhausted.
Or even a different hotel in the city.
Wait, I was going to get there. That was just exhausting. The problem is carrying my coat all around because if you look at the weather outside New York tonight, or in most of the United States, it's really cold. So you're carrying your winter coat, and it's only recently that I got the light winter coat, i.e. the one from Patagonia. Otherwise, I was hauling around about 10 pounds of winter coat, and it was exhausting. So then we tried staying in the city and staying at a hotel 2 blocks away.
It was like 5 blocks, but yeah.
And the characters, the people that are characters in Times Square scared the crud out of me. They come up to you no matter what time. I thought by 9 o'clock they'd be gone. They were not gone. And we were about the only people walking by. So then they decided that we were it. We were the target.
Well, because we had bags and we didn't look like New York. Like, we didn't look like locals. Right. So.
And I said, as lovely as the hotel where we stayed was, and it was a Residence Inn, it was really great. One of the nicest ones I've seen. It's not worth the trauma of walking past those people in animal costumes.
It was the Elmo.
The Elmo costume. Yeah. So that's when I decided that we could stay at the Marriott Marquis. It's the 2 of us. And you can get the tickets through Vogue when you buy your Vogue ticket. And if you're a Marriott member, you can put in your Marriott number so then they know to attach it to your point system and all that kind of stuff. And we found that works out really well. You're not carrying your coat all the way around. It just makes you a lot more limber. I mean, we're going to be in there early on Thursday. So, we'll be there by 8 o'clock on Thursday. Yeah. I have an executive... In Marriott tiers, I'm of an executive level, so their executive room is open until Friday after breakfast. So that means that we can go in on Thursday and have breakfast in the executive room. So that means fewer bananas that I have to carry with me. I have to say that last year I was not over impressed with the room service. That it showed up on time. That's not the problem. The problem was how the food was presented. In prior years, when you ordered coffee, you got a pot of coffee. Last year, I got a cup of coffee. Yeah. Really, people? It's just water going through beans. But they have it set up that it's mostly all disposable, which I'm not entirely thrilled with either, if you're looking at refuse.
But they also were being cognizant of COVID still. I think that was that's a holdover from COVID, unfortunately.
I'm not sure, but anyway, they could have brought up a big pot of coffee, and that's coffee in the morning to me is important. And down in the executive room, there are pots of coffee.
Mother is excited about the coffee, can you tell?
Yes, and they also have fresh fruit, so I'll be able to get fresh fruit for breakfast and coffee, and probably get a roll or something. Actually, we can go back for lunch. And it won't be very crowded, so that'll be nice. It's open. I think for dinner or till 7 o'clock on Thursday also, but we already have plans for going out. Otherwise, we could have dinner up there. There's enough regular food, you know, so often when you go out to eat, I end up stuffing myself just because I'm like a puppy dog. But there, you know, there's little bites that you can have, and it really works out pretty well for us. Anyway, we're going to go have breakfast in the executive room, and then we will go and register, and then we will go to our first class.
Yes. Which
we're doing different classes this year.
I think we have 2 classes that are the same.
Okay, I'm taking 6 classes.
You're taking 6 classes. I'm only taking 4.
Okay.
But I have more homework, I think, than you do.
Yeah, I have to bring yarn. So I have yarn balls on the floor over here. So my suitcase packing is over there.
Oh.
You should have brought my suitcase.
I have your suitcase. It's in the car.
Excellent. That's perfect.
I have been tripping over it in the library.
Good.
So, we call our guest room the library because it's filled with our books. And so I have been tripping over it, and so I blatantly put it into and then I put it in the car. It's in the car.
Because then I don't have to bring an extra bag for anything I buy. Yes. I have more than enough room because I've pretty much learned. I packed for Colorado in 2 carry-on bags, so that was a week and a half. I can do 4 days in a carry-on, but that doesn't allow for anything I might buy. And this way I have room for a 6-pack of iced tea.
Yep. Yes.
And bananas and all kinds of stuff. And get it around with me until we can check into the room. That is wonderful. Okay. Shall I talk about my socks?
Well, so the classes that we're taking together, we're taking the designing knitwear class. So we're taking our first class and our last class together.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I believe, 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Okay, so we just need yarn for that.
Yes.
And needles.
Yes. Well, no, I think it's writing stuff. It says it's no homework, no supplies.
Well, then we better bring pens and paper.
And then Saturday, our last class is Next Level Short Rows.
Great.
Which does have homework. Right. I'll show you.
Well, I haven't done my homework yet, so I was trying to finish my sweater.
Yep.
And then I thought, like a fool, that I might finish this dress. Anyway, let me show you what else I finished.
Oh, okay. Because I also finished something else, too.
Okay. So we had this sock.
Yes.
And now we have this sock.
Nice.
Oops. So I finished them off with gray heels and cuffs. And they are such that they are equal length from the heel. So good size for socks. And they all go to vote. Okay. Yay. Okay.
I made a sweater weather hat out of some leftovers.
Oh, that's nice.
It's by a friend of mine, Emily, who we're going to get dinner with. And so I think a bunch of us are knitting this hat. So I made mine last weekend.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I'm very excited about it.
I'm so excited about Vogue. We get to see so many friends.
I know. It's going to be so good. But yeah, so I finished those 2 things. As I said, my goal is to, finish things this year. So I don't actually have any more whips.
Well, I have another goal of trying to get through all the yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck. Well, at India and Tangle and Rhinebeck. So I finished one sweater. Okay. What I'm working on now is yarn that I was hoping to finish before Rhinebeck. But I'm not sure you could call it a whip because I hadn't started it. Right. But it was a project set aside. Usually I know what I plan to make my yarn into. I may rethink
your other breathing spaces?
Yes. So we'll see. Okay. We will, because we'll see. Some I think are like my first breathing space in that the yoke is one color and the other 2 colors are relatively close, so it won't look that odd or as disconcerting, discoordinated, uncoordinated. That's what as the one I just made. I happen to like it though. It's purple. It's purple lavender. I mean, what's not to love? So, and the yarn was wonderful. So, Crafty Gamer Geek, 2 thumbs up. Oh, by the way, Uncle Jim was thumbing through YouTube looking up aspen or something, came upon our video when I talked about Aspen. He goes, "You really liked Aspen." I went, "Yes, I really did." He goes, "Well, thank you for talking it up." I went,
"Oh my goodness."
I had a good time. It's just, it's not a place that I would keep returning to because there's not a lot there for me.
Right.
I think if their hotel, if where they stayed had an indoor pool, that would be.
Also, if you hadn't listened to Father.
Well, I brought my bathing suit.
And brought your bathing suit.
But it turned cold the very next week. So, you know, Aspen weather in October is up and down. And without an indoor pool, you don't know they're going to be able to swim. And I'd like to, if I'm in a hotel, I would like to be able to swim. Now, Vogue weekend, I'm counting on either being on the treadmill or the bicycle for at least 30 minutes a day. I've been really good at keeping up 30 minutes a day until I had a stomach upset with some chocolate that I ate. But anyway, I have 3 more pounds to go before I've lost everything that I gained since with COVID and Christmas and Thanksgiving. Because when I got COVID, I couldn't taste anything, so I decided to eat more.
It happens.
So anyway, I now have this dress that is a Henley at the top. There are no buttons. It just stands open. Now, I normally wear in the wintertime a turtleneck. They used to be winter silks. Now I get them from LL Bean and some of the others. But so I normally have a turtleneck on. So even in the picture, they show her with an undercovering of the bust because it is an open neckline. And then I switched. So it's the Lilly tunic, and then I switched to the Simply Ribby rib dress here. So, which is where the Lilly tunic would start to do its waist shaping, etc., going down. And I said that'll be the perfect place to start the rib dress because I have now done 30 rows of a 42 row block, and I'm thinking I may do 50 and do them 50, 50, and 50 because one, it's easier for me to remember. And two, they say, well, obviously knit until as long as you want it. I've got a lot of yarn. You
have a lot of yarn. Is this the newspaper stuff? Is the colorway called newspaper or something like that?
No, that's up there. That was from the German company.
Hvammsvik.
Yeah, Hvammsvik. This is what I got at the Yarn Festival Knit. Cheryl's.
Oh, at Knit.
At Knit.
During Yarn Crawl.
No.
Oh, during
we went to the retreat.
Yeah, the knit retreat. Okay.
All right, I have done all of this.
Oh, this is Cozy.
Yes.
This is Cozy Colorwork.
Thank you. Cozy Colorwork. I've done all of this, and I have this much left. The skeins are 1,100 yards long per skein. This is my first skein.
Yeah.
So I have a whole 1,100 yards more of this. So that's when I decided that making a simple tunic with this much yarn didn't make any sense. I might as well make it into a dress. And I figure rather than getting down to 897 stitches and then making it longer, why not elongate in the middle sections too? So that's what I think I'm going to do. The first section is supposed to be 42, and then it goes to 46. So I think I'll do 50, and I'll do 55, 60. I think I'm going to do that kind of spacing because I have plenty of yarn. Now, I have, what, a week and a half?
Till
Vogue?
Vogue, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to finish it.
No.
I'd like to. I'd really like to. But I don't think that's likely. I really don't think it's likely. I mean, if I do Mazel Tov, that'd be great. I do realize that this will make my second black and white dress. And I didn't realize that until I was kind of an inch and a half shorter from here. but that's okay.
You're a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker, and these are things that I throw on and go with. I mean, this I think is going to be a little longer than my simply striped dress. That's right over there.
The one that is the Zauberball one.
The Zauberball one, which I also like and could see making another, because it's a throw over your head and go. In the wintertime, and when it's really cold out, I'll pull a pair of pants on underneath and go out and get the newspaper. But in the fall and the spring, just throw it on, go out and get the newspaper. It's clothes. And you don't have to worry about, do I have to get dressed to get the newspaper? I'm dressed. I have a dress on. I'm dressed. I think this, depending on how long I can go with the yarn, I think it's also going to be a throw over your head and get it on. Yep. And we'll see how long it takes, 1, and 2, we'll see how comfortable it is. This may be something I want to make in cotton and have a great throw over your head in the summer. Yes. Nice. So I'm working away at this. I'm really happy with it.
I am chugging away at my Stephen West blanket. Here it is. I was like, where's the section I'm working on?
How was the baby shower?
The baby shower was lovely. Everyone sends their love. Lots and lots of love.
Thank you. But I only knew the mom.
Yeah. I mean, I only knew mom and mom's family.
I knew the mom, I knew the mom's sister, and I knew the grandmother. And that's all I knew. Yeah,
that's all. Well, I know Jeanette, but the other sister, but yeah, so it was good. Obviously, this did not get done for it. But
how many more rows do you have?
So it's 7 up, but it's 10 across. So I'm over halfway done.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. And baby is due February.
Baby's not even here yet.
Baby is not here yet.
That's impressive.
I know. So I've been working on that. But what I've been doing in the last few days is I've been doing my homework for Vogue.
I've started.
Well, I did it because I was like, this year, let's actually be proactive.
5 of my 6 classes say bring yarn.
Yeah. So
and I have it. Do I not have it right here?
You have it.
Okay. And I will be bringing 2 of our little, I think my Chalgu cases with me. So yes, I planned this week during the snowstorm to put my knitting bag together.
When did we have snow? Oh, the windstorm.
Tuesday is supposed to be snowing.
This coming Tuesday.
Right, so I plan.
I thought you said you planned.
No.
I thought it was PLANED.
No. I plan to get my knitting bag together. Figure out which one of my knitting bags I want to bring with me. Obviously, one I think with a zipper, so things don't fall out. But the yarn that we're asked to bring is only 100 yards of DK weight, so it's not like a whole lot. Yeah,
I think I'm going to bring my felted bag that you got me 2 years ago for Christmas, or last year? 2 years ago.
Something.
And so for my first class that I need, I'm doing a contiguous striping class
So the jump.
Yeah, but it's not the jump. It's a special theory, and I've tried to learn it from YouTube, and I can't. So we have a friend in that class, so that'll be good.
Well, that'll be great.
And so I've started the swatch or the homework swatch for it. I have my yarn, so that's going in the bag. And then my next class is a steeking class. So I found my only grippy yarn, which is a Cascade Eco Wool, and I made my steek swatch. I think I'm going to make a second one that's a little bit smaller, just to have it since I have this already.
But steeking I have done.
Yeah.
I took 1 class and I was fine with it.
See, I want a refresher.
Right.
Because I do want to do the Aunt Fred this year.
Right, and there's a couple different ways to prepare for it. I generally hand stitch and then machine stitch, and then it's not going anywhere.
Well, and I just want a refresher.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to have a refresher on, and then figuring out how to make clean edges on the whole thing.
Yeah, and then we have our short row swatches all started up and needles in that one.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah, so that one's all ready. Specifically, this one called for not variegated and not dark yarn.
Well, I have chartreuse and lilac down here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I had started one of the swatches with, with a gray and was like, oh
darn.
Great.
Right.
Yeah. So
and they do ask for all DK, and as you know, I'm a fingering weight.
Yeah.
Fingering yarn, weight, whatever. You know, I like fingering yarn. So it's not easy for me.
I have a whole bunch of the little, like, minis in DK if you need some. Yeah. They're like 10 grams, but I've got little, like, 20 yards.
Full bins of it, but nothing that's over here.
I can throw a handful more little minis in there if you want me to.
That you have DK weight?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
They're left over from the rainbow blanket I made Emily.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice.
I can do that.
So,
so that is the Hvammsvik blanket. And then
I was going to talk about this.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to talk about? I brought cross stitches for us to.
All right. Well, let's do this first.
Over.
I bought the Lutero system of cutting out patterns and sewing probably a year and a half ago, and I've not made anything with it. I've watched enough of these YouTube videos on people who finally said, I've had enough. I'm having a serious discussion with myself, and I'm going to lose weight. And you all have heard me say this for the past God knows how many years, but I really have been making some strides with it. So anyway, we also watched Next in Fashion, the first season, and one of the designers on there was Esther Perlman. She's German, and she designs in black, only in black. But I loved her designs, and she just came out with an outfit that I thought was stunning. But it's very basic. I mean, black turtleneck and pants that look like this, and I thought I can do that. So this is the most recent supplement that came out, and I bought it. They had January pricing, so I figure another 10 pounds, and I'm making my Pearl Brand pants. I mean, there's a few other patterns in here that I wanted and would like to make, but then I also bought the Vintage One collection from Lutero. A few of the dresses that I thought I'd be interested in, it's going to be pounds from here before I can get into something that's a fitted waist. I mean, really some really pretty fit and flare. I like that. That's very much me. Yes. And I like that.
That's pretty.
But this is a wrap dress that you can make any length.
Yeah.
And I like the way the waist belt is cinched. I really like it a lot. So, bought 2 pattern books from Lutero, and I will make sure that they go down in the Lutero box. And 10 pounds from now, I'm going to be making myself some Emily Pearl Brandt pants.
Nice.
My really fat pants were loose on Friday.
Nice.
Yes. So, I think I could fit in the next ones down, which I haven't tried yet, but I think I can. Then my stomach got upset. I thought I had a headache coming, and you can feel it when it's growing, and I thought it was because I was hungry because I'm eating less. So I thought, well, someone had given us chocolate for Christmas, and there was some dark chocolate in it. So I had a square of the dark chocolate, and within 2 hours I was in distress. So we think there was not a high enough percentage of cacao.
Well, there was not a low enough percentage of milk fats.
Right. So, as I get older, apparently my tolerance for milk gets less and less and less. I think we already discussed the chocolate cupcakes that my sister-in-law made.
Which were so good, and I could have them, but she couldn't.
They gave me a headache. This time I've managed to upset my digestion, and as Richard says, it's going to take you a week to get over it, and it looks like it will. Which is unfortunate, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I learned a lot. Like, don't over fiber yourself. And don't eat chocolate that's less than 85-90%.
Okay. So I brought, as we were speaking of, some of my whips. These are specifically my cross-stitch whips. So this is funny because this is for the mom of the baby. Right. So I want to finish this. This is a
COVID nurse.
Yeah, this is a plague nurse. And instead of having the date up at the top, I have her name.
For Vogue, we ought to tell them it's Restaurant Week.
Oh, yes, and Broadway Week.
And Broadway Week. So
look them up. It's not every show, and it's not every restaurant.
Right. So look for them and see if they have codes.
Yeah.
But we're going out. Our men are coming into the city on Friday and Saturday, and we're going out to shows. So I'm really excited. Richard and I haven't been to a Broadway show since before COVID. We just haven't bestirred ourselves. I think if we lived in Port Washington, it would be just a tad bit easier because it would be all by train instead of by car.
Yeah.
And here we're going to be in the city anyway. We're going to have a hotel room, and I think it's wonderful. So I'm very excited. We'll tell you all about it after we get back.
Yes. And also because this year Vogue happens to also be my birthday weekend. So
Mom bought the tickets.
Mom was like, yeah, we're going to go see shows. And I was like, okay. So that was exciting. It's going to be very funny. Just because my father is not one to do 2 shows in a weekend.
He doesn't sit still long.
No. Well, and one of the shows we had to get seats in interior of the row.
So he's not going to be comfortable, but he didn't want to be left out.
Furthest to the end.
The word FOMO? Well, he is the king of FOMO.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
Yes.
And so when we said we were going to Sweeney Todd, he says, what about me?
Yeah.
We said, well, I thought you said you didn't want to go. It's not a happy ending.
And it's also not like the seats aren't good for you.
He goes, but I want to go. I don't want to be left out. We said, okay.
Then we're doing this.
So we haven't figured out where we're eating, but we will. That can be day of or the day before.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
We can figure that out and have our men meet us.
Yes.
And I'm excited. I'm very excited. We have yet to figure out how we're getting in.
When we're getting in, yeah.
Well, I'm driving.
Right. So it's more of a if you're coming and picking me up, or if I'm coming out here the night before.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving here at 6.
Right. So it's either you leave here at 6, you're picking me up at 6:30. Well, I mean, the question is do you want to take your car or do you want to take my car?
6 of 1. It depends on how mine's acting.
I think this is a game time not a game time, but I think this is a
day
Tuesday, Wednesday decision.
And the reason I'm saying that, for those of you who don't know, is that
your car is like
my car is
15 years old.
No, it's 17 years old.
Oh my word!
And
it could almost vote.
And it has 215,000 miles on it, but I've kept it in very good shape. Because I think I mentioned this many times before. There was a Reader's Digest article that said if you change the fluids in your car every time that is recommended, so for me it's every 5,000 miles, your car can run forever. So that's one thing. Secondarily, when we were in the Mercedes Museum in Germany, Stuttgart, Germany, they had a car that had driven from Canada down to the end of Argentina and had done 1 million miles. And basically they had taken as good care of it as you can driving the Pan Am Highway, which also made me want to have that kind of car, but they're not making that kind of car anymore. Ben says they only make that kind of car in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Because the versions they have here are either the R2 squared or a tinier one, and I don't want that. Anyway.
Oh, so we've now moved away from that.
Yes, we're at the GLE SUV.
G-Wagon.
No, that's not.
They're not. Okay,
it's
just
not
the
Jeep. It's the SUV.
Oh, okay. We'll have to look at it.
It's not the Jeep.
It's not the box?
No.
Okay.
It looks like our cars.
That's better.
Yeah, it just looks like our cars, but it's a Mercedes. And I feel safe. I will feel... Anyway, my car had been taken in. I can't remember why I took it in first to Lou. Anyway, I took it in for some reason. And then I brought it back out, and it was home, and I backed out of the driveway, and suddenly I had to really wrestle with the wheel to get it to turn for the first minute or so after driving. And I went, this is not right. Something's wrong here.
Something is not right.
Right.
So Miss LaBelle?
Yes, exactly. And Madeline, my car, Richard put power steering fluid in it because it was low.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didn't fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So then there was Christmas, and there was all this hoopty-go that we weren't here.
And you didn't take the car to Christmas. You took Dad's car to Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
No, that's an important point to the story. So, they were not driving on
we were not driving
a hinky
this
car.
Right. Absolutely
Just
not.
Reassuring our viewers.
I had to go to a doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
It was a checkup, skin checkup. And the parking is down under the building.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the car had performed beautifully that morning coming out of the driveway, but trying to make a turn, sharp turn into the parking lot down below, it didn't want to go. And I just said, you're going. And so, I mean, I've driven cars without power steering in my lifetime. They're not fun, but you just do it. Yeah. So I manhandled this car down, and I went, oh, I guess she means business, and started behaving itself again. But on the way home, I called
our mechanic,
and arranged to have it brought in. And the line, the hose that was a part of the system, had deteriorated. So when he took the sheath off, the covering sheath off, it just kind of exploded in his face. I think I feel sorry for our mechanic. So he called me and says, I have to get a new hose for it. He said, that's okay, because we do have a dollar amount that I'm not really willing to go over. Richard's kind of hedging it about it because he's got knee surgery coming up and he can't make any. He doesn't do well doing more than one thing at a time. So right now he's prepping for surgery.
Which is why I was also like broaching the topic of the shows. Because like you and I could go by ourselves no problem, but if Dad wanted to, if Ben was going to go, then Dad was going to go.
Oh yeah.
And if Dad wasn't feeling into it, we had already prepped. I was like, we're gonna play this by ear, but if Dad's in, we're in.
Yeah, and he's trying to figure out if he can stay in the city with us. And we said it really depends on what room we get.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not sleeping on the couch on my birthday.
Right. So sometimes we get a mini suite. They just happen, the luck of the draw, or the dealing of the cards, we get a mini suite. And we're going, whoa. Yeah. And other times it's just a regular room. Yep. And either way, we don't care. But we're not having, the guys come in when it's a regular room.
Well, I think they're going to take the subway together.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not coming and staying with us unless we have the equivalent of a mini suite. No. And even the big room we had last year, it only had the one bed.
It only had the one bed.
So, yeah. I think they're SOL.
I think Dad's SOL.
Yes, I think so too. But anyway.
My partner's fine taking the subway home.
I don't know what you felt was going to do.
Well, the first night he's going to take the subway back to our place and take the car home. Or stay the night in our place. We do have the guest bed. I'll make sure that the guest room is ready for him.
That would be good because
he might just sit. Okay,
yeah,
I will
might
prepare.
Collapse at that point.
He might.
I mean, it might be midnight.
I'll prep.
Right?
I'll prep. Yeah, I'll prep Ben for that. Yeah,
because the show you figure it's out by 10:30, 11.
I mean, Wicked. Yeah, I think Wicked's a long show.
And then they have to catch a subway. Well, there may be a wait for the subway. Is my point.
Not too much. We're on a bunch of lines. So.
And then they have to walk to the apartment,
which is only a 3-minute walk. 4-minute. Okay, it's a 5-minute walk for Dad.
Okay, so it may be 11:30 midnight. He may or may not feel like
right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I'll prep the room.
Prepare for all eventualities.
I'll prep for all eventualities.
I think he'll like.
Yeah, because it's a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. So we bought tickets. We'll figure out the eating.
Yep.
We have a dinner date with our girlfriends on Thursday night.
Yep.
Can't wait. All right. So you've got the plague nurse to do.
I've got plague nurse, and then I've got another gift, which is the Hawaii.
Oh, I love
that. Which I do need to get this done. So I think that my priority order of things is plague nurse, so I can send that with. Done. Well, because it's closer to done, and also because if I get Plague Nurse done, then I get a extra check mark in the completing both a whip and a cross-stitch whip in the month of January, so double click. And then I can focus on the baby blanket and send both of them at the same time.
Right.
But then I think it's Hawaii because it's a gift.
Yes.
And then I have my creepy crawly cryptids, which I just love, and like it's just so wonderful, and it's stuck in its
well, now
target.
that you're not looking at apartments anymore, you've got more time.
Well, and so like I realized, okay, so we're decently far, and we've got two of the, I think, 12 done, so 2 of the 16 maybe. But yeah, so I've got that. Oh, and I've got a needle minder. That's good to know.
I've lost so many needle minders. I now go with heavy duty magnets.
Yes. So I've got that, which I'm excited about, and I'm excited that I want to go through all of my cross stitch stuff, but what I did instead was I went through just my like bag of cross stitch stuff I had, because I figure as I over the next few months I can reorganize, and
as you get them done,
as I get the big things done. Yeah. So we've got this one, which is this, and so the thing about the cryptids is it has a sister stitch, which is Supernaturals. So I already bought the because it's a hand dyed fabric.
Right.
So I wanted to, in case I do that one, I wanted to have the same fabric.
Yes.
And so I have that, and I have the pattern, of course. I'm just putting it all back in its
I'll be so tired of
bag.
Knit one, purl one by the time.
Yes, you will. And then my Tamora Pierce piece, which is just so beautiful, and I need to just, as I keep saying, I think what I might do with this one is I might pick a smaller thing to get done, and maybe use this or the cryptid as like a, if say we have a snow day, or like we won't have a snow day, but
we could.
I could.
Have you seen the weather in Michigan?
Yeah. But I mean, we'd have to shut down the subways for me to have a snow day.
Well,
really.
yeah, but I'm saying it could happen.
Yeah, I know. We'll see.
Buffalo is inundated. I mean, the Midwest has just been crippled.
Yeah.
Colorado had an avalanche onto a highway.
Wow.
And I'm betting it's one of the highways we drove on.
But yeah, so I've got the Tamora Pierce, and as I said, or Tamara Pierce, and I'm really excited because, like, once I get this part done, I can move it over.
Right.
So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I am going to focus on the Plague Nurse. And then I have another piece that I'm not going to show because I don't know if the people who I would make it for watch. But I do want to get the Tamora Pierce done because it is such a beautiful piece. And I need to get some of these bigger things just done.
Yeah, because we want to enjoy them.
Yeah, definitely. So, but that's kind of where I'm thinking. Also, because once I get the Plague Nurse done, then that's a bunch of black fabric that I can use or I can put into the kits for some other pieces I want to do that are definitely going to need to be on black fabric. Just because of how they're, I mean, I have one that's like poisonous plants. It's a Victorian, it looks like a Victorian print, but like in cross stitch, and it's poisonous plants. I'm very excited about that one. But that one obviously should be done on a black fabric. Things like that. So yeah, but I wanted to just show that out so that I could talk it out with you.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've got those. Yes. And then, as we discussed previously, Pom Pom is shutting their doors. So we have issue 48, Checkmate.
And it's wonderful.
And it's absolutely beautiful. This cover piece is absolutely stunning. It's a sweater and pants set.
I would make the pants because I know that I would, one, felt them by sitting in them all the time, bag them out so then they're permanently bagged. So I wouldn't do that. I might make a skirt out of it.
Yeah.
I think as a skirt, it
that'd
would be
cool.
Really pretty. And the top is gorgeous.
Yeah,
so
the sweater is beautiful.
One of the nice things about being crafty is you can make changes and things like, like the dress I'm working on here now that I've gotten combined 2 different patterns.
So it starts out with Middlebrooks, which is this beautiful woven knit. It's a double knit, woven in strips.
It's
shawl.
Amazing.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Show the close up.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
But it's
a lot of knitting of small things,
and it seems a little complex for me.
It's intricate.
Yes.
And then we have the Raya top,
which I think is
gorgeous.
Which
is beautiful. It's knit from side to side, and I just think it's lovely. I think it's just lovely.
It's got like 5 or 6 colors in it.
Is it 5 or 6 colors, or is it a like self-striping? It's a Zauberball. It's a Zauberball.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a few Zauberballs, so this is just something to keep in mind with, and I'm very excited about it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And then we have the Ordito socks. Always good. Always
Colorworks.
Good. Yep, some Colorworks socks.
They are knit, so they look woven. They look plaid.
There's some,
plaid.
Yeah. Well, because it's a difference of they use a linen stitch.
Got it.
To do it. Yeah. Very cool. And then we have a crochet piece called Convergence, which is really pretty. Yeah. That's really pretty. And then we have some fingerless mitts named Rusi. Also very pretty. And then a sweater called Coverlet, which is just stunning. Honestly, I could see making it in something like I did my swatch for my steeking class, like doing it a dark and a light of the same color. Like, it's just gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's delicate and beautiful. I think it's just so lovely. Then we've got Tuskaf, which is a plaid. Done with knitting and crochet vertical, added vertical stripe. And then we have another shawl, which is called Selvage, which is knit with many colors to make the marling.
Yes.
Which is really pretty. And then we have a hat, Tapestry. Good for those self-stripings.
Yes. Or
just some minis. That could be good with minis.
Yeah,
it's very pretty.
And then this.
And then the cover image. It's Fortuna's Wheel. And it's pop art goodness. I love it.
And for me, it would be a skirt and a top. And it would be great. Or you could make it into a dress.
Yeah. It's just beautiful. It is beautiful.
That would be a cool dress.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's more articles. There's this I-cord pot holders.
Pot holders and cozies. Glasses. Tabletop.
Coasters.
Thank you.
And I think this would be really good for those there's a new I-cord making gadget that if you give me a minute, I will look it up. I haven't
seen. But we also have the little French girl one that I have up here someplace to make I-cord, which I love to see the string just keep coming in.
Yeah, there's... Hold on.
They used to call it
Cordsmith.
And you said one of our friends is going to be selling it?
Yeah. It's...
Oh my goodness.
So... You make a...
Slip knot.
Yeah.
Alright, and then it comes over, and it's really knitting those things.
Yeah. Well, because I think it's the same as the mushroom.
Yes, only it's 3 instead of 4.
And it's, you just lay it across. You don't have to turn anything. You don't have to, like, it's this, and then it's just, there you go. Now over again.
I think my round thing is easier for me.
Possibly. But this is a Cordsmith. You probably have seen it. So that could be a cool tool to use.
3 stitches, whereas most of my round ones are either 4 or 5.
Right.
So it also makes a difference in how big an I-cord you want.
But thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
And that would be a good use, for
the
this.
potholder / coasters.
Yeah. Because I keep trying to think, because I'm like, I don't need a ton of I-cord for most things. I usually have to do an I-cord cast on or an I-cord bind off. And that you can't use that for a bind off.
No.
So,
no.
That's very cool. And then
I think that's about it.
There's another article, but I can't find it right now. Here.
And then the patterns.
Yeah. There's an article, embedded in stitches.
And I think it's culture.
It's, way to talking about
Indian culture.
Navajo.
Yeah.
Navajo people, and the Navajo country. So yeah, very interesting. Very intrigued to read it. I believe it's by Jennifer Berg.
Someone who grew up in the Navajo. She really goes between Navajo and white culture.
Okay.
So it's interesting, her perception.
So that's Pom Pom. I think the pop op art one is gorgeous.
It really is. What I need is another black and white thing.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So I'm sitting here knitting black and white.
Oops.
Yes, oops is right.
But yeah, other than that, I think we've got a really good start to the new year.
I think we have. I finished my Crafter Gamer Geek sweater. I'm going to make some strides on this dress. Whether or not I finish it, I'm not sure, but I will make some strides. I've actually done, so far, 30 rows today.
Well done.
Yeah, so I'll get down to my next increase. My next increase, I'm going to my 5-foot needle. Because I go from almost 180 stitches to over 300. So this is a 40-inch needle in here now, which
you'll
is
need
perfect
a 60.
for this. But I've got a 60-inch needle in the bag waiting for me. Then, of course, every succeeding increase, that 60-inch needle become more and more important. But it will take me longer and longer to finish the rows. So we'll just see what happens.
Yep.
If I'm lucky, I'll be able to wear it at Vogue. If not, well, I'll be working on it at Vogue because it'll be an easy thing to take around.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And with that, we'll go and
hopefully we'll see you at Vogue.
Yes.
That would be great.
It would be. And with that, I think we'll weave in some ends and we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.